Our next guests are playing major roles in an award-winning independent film. It is a drama. It's very real, though, to a lot of child stars out there. It's called Everyone Asks About You. And joining us today in studio, we have writer, director, and actor John Lacy and actress Rachel Bailit. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Hi, Reggie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for being here. I know that you all won a major award at a festival in Los Angeles and Hollywood recently, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me ask you about the inspiration behind the film, John. Why write about this topic?
As an independent filmmaker, you know, independent filmmakers have a lot more autonomy to write the stories and tell the stories as a singular vision without any interference. Studios are not touching this subject matter for obvious reasons, but ever since Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement, I've felt compelled to tell a story about the way women and children have been treated in my industry, an industry that has been very good to me for 3 decades. But you know, I do have a conscience, and I have women and children in my life who I love, and I would like for the industry to take a little better care of them. So it was very important for me to tell this story.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel, show business is first and foremost a business. I mean, it is people making money. It is adults who are relying on these children to do so, and they're primarily surrounded by adults in this process. I know that you also are an acting teacher, correct?
I am, at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute.
So I'm wondering, as you are teaching, when people ask you, I'm sure they have at some point, about younger people getting involved in the business, what is your response to that?
Well, I like to encourage talent because I was a young aspiring actress out of Boston, and so I had to follow my dreams, and I certainly encourage people, but the parents have to be involved in the beginning of a career. And they have to fully support the child and make sure that they're protected. And we now have rules in place, thanks to SAG-AFTRA, where parents can go into the audition room and can be with the child. But there was a lot of neglect when you look at shows like Quiet on the Set, and we see the stories of the Nickelodeon kids. They were separated from their parents. But I think the industry is doing better now, but I think it can always improve in the area of children and women.
What is our story about here?
It's a story of Jack and Simone. Simone is a former child star. Let's say she was on a Nickelodeon-type show as a kid, a 12-year-old girl. Very popular, became a star as a young actress. And she had an older actor take advantage of her on set when she shouldn't have been left alone with him. And as an adult now, she finds herself with a mediocre career. She's got emotional issues. She kind of goes in and out of reality like a lot of actors tend to do, which can be a good thing, but it can also be kind of a dangerous thing. And Jack and Simone are now struggling to get financing for their pictures. The older they get in the industry, as they move along, it becomes harder and harder to remain relevant. And Jack puts her in a position where you know, the financing is in the balance and compromises her a little bit, a lot more than they're used to, and kind of breaks their spirit and breaks their relationship. So it's a cautionary tale in a lot of ways for the thing that's never going to change about Hollywood, because we know there's so many changes in the industry. The thing that's never going to change is Hollywood is always going to attract dreamers. It's always going to attract people who come to tell stories, and artists with a passion for whether it's stardom or just being storytellers. And there's always going to be a disproportionate power struggle between the people who have the jobs and the people that want the jobs. And that desperation gap causes a lot of very unhealthy relationships. And so it's a cautionary tale about how much are you willing to compromise your principles and your core values to succeed, and what does success really mean in the final analysis. So that's what we're doing, and that's what the story is. Jack and Simone are a tragic couple, but there's also a lot of love, and that's why it's complicated.
Rachel, how have people responded to the performance and the story?
Very personally. They're Team Jack in the beginning, and then as we see what happens in the movie, it's more Team Simone. You know, what has meant a lot is people that are not in the industry as well have come up to me. These things happen in workplaces, no matter whether you're in Hollywood or not. And people feel like they want to share their story with me, and I'm very happy to hear it and provide support.
And so everyone, you know, wants to know where this goes next. It's on the circuit now, playing at various festivals?
Yeah, we've done really well in the festival circuit so far. We just were up in San Francisco for a week. We've got a great guardian angel involved in this picture, Fiona Ma, who's a California State Treasurer and a very good friend of Rachel's, and now, thankfully, a very good friend of mine, has really championed the film as you know, causes that she believes in. So we were on the big screen for a week in the Presidio. Next we'll be at the LA Film Festival May 20th. We'll be in the Twin Cities this summer, and eventually distribution in the fall. So we'll land on one of the streaming platforms. We'll tell you when.
Great.
Also, I want to tell you that Fiona Ma has a cameo. In
Yes,
our
I
film.
understand. Yes.
She's wonderful.
People don't necessarily know that she's been acting.
Right,
in
she's a
her
member
life.
of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, she is. As are we here at ABC 7. So we are fellow brothers and sisters, I suppose.
Maybe you'll be in our
way.
next film.
Okay, available.
Okay.
Thank you so much for talking to us about
Thank
the
you,
film. We
Reggie.
appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And let us know when it's streaming, and we'll
will.
let our folks know too. And we'll be right back.